I believe anyone can build a six-figure business with YouTube without sacrificing friends, family, or your health. But relying on YouTube ads to make six figures is going to be super hard unless you're getting massive amounts of views. This is not what most normal people experience when they're building their channels on YouTube. That means digital products that you can create and sell are a really good way to diversify your income streams from your YouTube business and not rely as much on ads. I've got 5 digital product ideas for you, and I'll put some links to some examples down in the description just so you can get an idea of some of the digital products that you might like to think about creating for yourself. The first digital product that you might like to think about is creating some kind of cheat sheet to help people get quickly started with whatever niche you're in. For example, in the niche that this channel's about, making videos and cameras and things, you could create a cheat sheet on camera settings for exposure for Sony cameras. The pros to creating a cheat sheet is they're pretty quick to create. You just got to spend a bit of time on the design and obviously the content, but they don't take a massive amount of upfront effort to create. You can just design it in some kind of software and then export that as a PDF and sell the PDF as a cheat sheet. The drawback to cheat sheets is they're normally not going to be able to be sold for a very high price. You're probably thinking a few dollars at most. Digital product idea number 2 is to write and publish an ebook. There's a few pros to ebooks. Just like with cheat sheets, there's no video recording that needs to happen, so it's not quite as overwhelming. As well as selling on your platform of choice, if you want to, you can also go and export it and sell it on Amazon Kindle, which is possibly going to give your ebook a bit more reach and discoverability. You're probably looking at a low to medium purchase price for ebooks. So for example, it might be somewhere from $5 to $15, probably somewhere in that range. So what about some of the downsides of creating ebooks? Well, the first one is, depending on the size and complexity of the book, it's going to take a lot longer to write than a simple cheat sheet. And you also might not be particularly good at the written word. And obviously there's a few tools like Grammarly or AI tools that can help. On to digital product idea number 3, and some people think this is a bit cringy for some reason, and that's to create an online training course. The biggest pro for an online training course is as long as it's really good and as long as it's packed with value and as long as it's a decent length, you can actually charge quite a lot for an online training course if you want to, compared to something like a cheat sheet. And for the drawbacks of an online course, well, the main one is it's going to take you a long time to produce an online course. Not only have you got to design the course, plan out what's going to be in it, in the modules and all that kind of stuff, you've also got to record the online course, whether it's talking to camera like this or some kind of screen capture, and then edit the course, upload the course, put in all the metadata for your course hosting platform. So it can be a lot of work up front. It's also can be seen by some of your viewers as maybe being a bit scammy or a bit kind of taking advantage of your audience. And I think that's because there's so many bad courses that people pay for. Also, for a lot of people, they don't ever finish the courses that they buy. Product idea number 4 is to create scripts or macros to help people achieve common tasks. These scripts or macros basically automate things that your audience wants to do more of or do quicker, and it gets them to their end result faster. Depending on your amount of experience with scripting or programming or automation, they can be relatively quick to create. The downsides of creating scripts or macros is that often you're going to need some amount of programming or scripting knowledge, and after you've sold some, you may need to start spending time supporting the script or the macro, especially if new versions of the software come out and it makes the old version of your script not work. The 5th thing is to make templates or presets for common editing applications. So you've probably seen people selling presets for Lightroom where you can just make one click and it makes your photo into a certain style, changes the colors, contrast, all that kind of stuff. That's just one example. You could sell LUTs for video editing if you want to create certain styles and give other people access to those visual styles. And the benefit is that you can actually just make the preset for yourself to make your own life easier and then just sell it. It's already made, so it's not really going to take any more time, especially if you're doing it for yourself first. There are a few cons, however. You're going to need to know the software that you're making the preset for. If you don't know anything about Lightroom photo editing, then it's going to be pretty hard to create a decent looking preset that you can sell. Let me know in the comments if you have any other ideas for digital products that I've missed. I'm Jason Roberts. Please subscribe, never stop dreaming, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye.